down low.
Okay, there you go.
And then the police came.
Yeah, the
Kind of
alcohol
did
was
the,
the
yeah, but it was he was
and it's supposed to be
funny.
a car garage.
He wasn't a
right?
bad
We're on
drunk,
an
but he was
elevated
funny in hell. I think he's
foundation, okay? So it's kind of a slope. So they have to raise our porch up with the concrete. So there's like a 2.5 foot stoop. So if you
This
park
is
both
my
cars, you can't
third
open the
viewing
vehicle.
of this.
Okay.
I could probably.
So my wife's got the
I can
baby, so
drive.
she parks here in the driveway.
Okay.
And then I park here
Sure.
illegally because I just found out you're not
how
allowed to
we
park
were there.
outside the street.
Okay.
So then my mother-in-law's lives with us, right? So she was parking here at the end of the road.
Whoa, 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 go back there. You're what?
My mother-in-law lives with us.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's okay. She's awesome.
Okay.
She's Korean.
Korean.
So it's like
Oh,
having a
great
second
food.
mom.
Oh, so she like takes care of the cleanup.
Yes,
around
she
the house?
takes care of like all
Okay,
of us.
I got you.
Yeah, she does
So-
dry cleaning. Generally, it sounds horrible. But
Yeah, I got
Well,
you.
true story.
Cameron's a Thai
Before I
restaurant.
started
Yeah.
here, we were thinking about moving to North Carolina,
Yeah.
and that's her only daughter in family is her daughter, and she's single. So
Oh,
she was gonna live with us and then move with us and buy a condo out there.
Okay.
Well, she sold her condo and then we stayed here. So
Could you write that down?
that's kind of like I felt bad, so I was like, you just stay with us for now.
Okay, that's cool.
Sold
I got you.
condo.
But so she parks here. So this asshole right here keeps putting notes on her car. Please do not park here. This is guest parking. And she's a very, she's 55 years old. She's a very passive old woman. Doesn't speak really great English. So I told her, I said, just ignore it. Throw the note away. You can park there. It's a public road. So this guy comes out, gets up in her face and is like, move your car. You're not allowed to park here. I said, get out of here. This is where my guests are for. So she gets scared and parks over here at a dog park 4 blocks away. Mind you, she's got 2 bad knees. So I was like, fuck that. I was like, you squeeze your car in here. And the next day I came home and I parked right here. So I was like, let him put a note on my car. So I go out Thursday morning and there's a note on my car in a nice manila envelope, all sealed and packaged pretty. It's like
In
five.
what?
It's like 5:30.
What was that envelope in?
Oh, it was inside of a Ziploc
Yeah, I
bag
gotta give it to
because-
Jason. Jason's gonna
He's
hate
a
this
brain.
story.
You want
So
to
Yeah,
what-
so
what-
doesn't want me to be able to read the
What a
note.
smart guy. I
Yeah,
like that.
He's done this before.
He knows how
I
to put
open
it
it
up.
up. This guy-
He's the HOA guy.
It's a letter, and he was like, to whom it may concern, we've asked politely, blah, 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 we're gonna start turning you in, you're gonna get a fine for this much, and this much. And then he proceeds to put the HOA rules, the bylaw on there, and I was like, I didn't even read it. I just walked up to his door, I ring the doorbell. It's 5:30 in the morning. This dude's like Andrew size, looks like he's in his mid-50s, and he's like, hello? I'm like, did you put this on my car? And he was like, yeah, I did. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ask you once. Stop touching my car. And he was like, well, you're breaking the rules. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, that's a public road. And he's like, well, you need to read HOA. I was like, buddy, your HOA doesn't supersede the law. Like, it's a public road. Stop messing with us. Like, we're gonna park here. And he was like, you're da 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 da. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not fighting with you. Just stop. So if you have a problem, turn me in. So I turn around and I walk, and there's like, from his steps to the sidewalk, there's like this much grass, and I walked through, he was like, oh yeah, thanks, just walk through my grass. I was like, yeah, thanks, put notes on my car. So I'm at my car, and we don't, like, you know, like when you're talking to your wife and you get in a fight, you go to walk away, and she starts doing this behind your ear, he's still doing it, and like, at that point, I'm like up here. I turn around, and I'm like, if you have something to say, come out in the road. And he was like, rah, 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 and I was like, I am not above beating your ass, come out in the road. And he's like, oh, real tough guy, yeah? He like mumbles some more stuff and slams his door. Oh, yeah. So I get in my car, I get to like the train station, I'm still shaking, I'm like, I gotta go back. So I drive back home, and I park in that same spot. And I get out of my car and I take a picture of my car and his house. Cause like, here's his driveway and here's like his back fence of his yard. So like the back of my car may be like in his area. And right here is still an open lot where there's no house. So I'm like, you know what, screw this, I call the cops. I'm like, I know this sounds retarded, but I wanna file a police report for harassment. So then she asked me, dispatch asked me a bunch of questions like what happened. So I told her where I'm parked, what's going on. She's like, well, that's harassment, I'll send a cop out. So I'm like, cool. So then I go home, and I was like, what are you doing home? I'm like, I need to take the morning off, I got a cop come in the house. So, cop comes, answer the door, I step outside, I'm like, okay, just so we understand, I was like, you see my driveway, right? I said, do you think I can put another car here and get my door open? He's like, no. So I said, here's my car. So he's like, well, do you have the note? I said, yeah, it's in my car. So we go over to look, and it's funny because my neighbor's outside, and he's like, I don't know, he's like Serbian or something. And he's like, oh no, Marcus. I'm like, no, it's fine, man, cool. he's like shaking his head, like thinks I'm in trouble.
Again.
So I show him the letter, and the cop's just, he looks at my car and he's like, as far as I'm concerned, you're legally parked. You can park here all day. You're not breaking any laws or any rules. There's no mailbox, no fire hydrant, you're not blocking the driveway. So he reads the HOA thing and he's like almost laughing, and he was like, yeah, so it doesn't even say anything in here about parking in front of someone's house. He said the only thing they're saying is you have to clear out your garage, so you can't use it for storage, so you can park your cars in there. He's like, but good luck proving that. So I'm like, thanks, that's all I needed to know. So he's like, yeah, like, he was like, there's nothing I can do if they're putting notes on your car, but if he comes over to your house and says anything on your property, give us a call. He said, if he damages your car, let us know. Oh yeah, that's right. And then he was like, I was like, you know, don't put stuff on my car, so you scratch my car, we're gonna have a problem. And he was like, well, I didn't put anything on your car. I'm like, you just told me you put this envelope under my windshield wiper, you touched my car. And he's like, well, show me the scratches. I'm like, you're a fucking retard. He's like, I'm not saying you scratched it, I'm saying if you mess up my car, we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, so then, you know, that was my day yesterday. That's my blood pressure up here. And of course I can't do anything because I have a daughter now, so it's like, what am I gonna do? Really beat this guy up and then go to jail? That's gonna be real great.